Boys and girls, it's Miss Harling again. I'm here to share a story with you that's called Polygons. It's an informational text to give you more information about what we've been learning in Chapter 12 about polygons. It says at the top, Math Concepts Made Easy, Polygons by Marina Cohen. It says, join Emily at a baseball game and look for shapes. Discover that the field is full of more than players. It's filled with polygons too. Play ball. Emily and her dad are at a baseball game. There is a lot to see. She looks around and sees all kinds of shapes. Dad tells Emily that some of the shapes are polygons. A polygon is a closed shape. A polygon has at least 3 sides that are straight. The sides of a polygon are called line segments. Each line segment connects to other line segments to form a shape. So look at the activity box. Sort the shapes. Which have at least 3 sides or straight sides? Do the sides close completely? If so, they are polygons. So if I look at the first one, we know that's a non-polygon. Doesn't have line segments and it's open. The circle, it is closed, but it has no line segments. We talked about this already. That's a non-polygon. The quadrilateral here is a polygon. It has straight line segments and it is closed. The square is a polygon. It has line segments and it's closed. This is a non-polygon. There's curves. It's open. This triangle is a polygon. It has straight line segments and it's closed. This rectangle or quadrilateral is also a polygon. It has line segments and it's closed. This is a non-polygon. It's open. It does have straight sides, but it's open, so it's not a polygon. This pentagon, 5-sided figure, is a polygon because it is closed. It has line segments. It says even the baseball field has shapes. Here is the picture of the baseball field. It's a diamond, but it's actually something else too, and we'll talk about that as we move along in the book. Go team. Emily sees someone wave a flag showing the team's colors. The flag has straight sides. Its sides form a closed shape. It is a polygon called a triangle. Dad explains that the names for polygons have to do with how many sides they have. Tri means 3. A triangle has 3 sides. All polygons have at least 3 sides. All polygons have at least 3 vertices too. A vertex is like a corner. They are the points where the 2 sides of a polygon meet. And we did talk about what a vertex is. Look at the activity box. It says, this is an octagon. How many sides does it have? How many vertices? It has 8 sides. It has 8 vertices. Now, on page 7, it says, which of these shapes do you already know? We know a lot of them already, right? Here's a triangle. It's a polygon, 3 sides, 3 vertices. Quadrilateral or square, 4 sides, 4 vertices. Pentagon, 5 sides, 5 vertices. Hexagon, 6 sides, 6 vertices. And here's a new one, heptagon. That has 7 sides and 7 vertices. Angles. Dad asked Emily if she knows what an angle is. Each corner of a polygon forms an angle. The angles form where the line segments meet. A polygon has as many angles as it has sides. A polygon with 3 sides has 3 angles. A polygon with 4 sides has 4 angles. We measure the angles by degrees. The degrees show the width of the angles. Right angles are 90 degrees wide. Acute angles are smaller. They measure between 0 and 90 degrees. Obtuse angles are bigger. They measure between 90 and 180 degrees. So we don't really talk about measuring these angles. We do talk about them, but in 4th and 5th grade, boys and girls, is when you'll use this tool, a protractor, to measure the degrees of a right angle, an acute angle, and an obtuse angle. But right now, you already know that a right angle must have a perfect square in the corner. Acute angles, you cannot make a perfect square, so they're smaller than a right. And we also learned obtuse angles are larger than an acute, and they're larger than a right. All right, on page 9, it says, Dad says you can picture degrees as tiny slices of pie. It says this polygon has 4 sides and 4 angles. The angles are all right, okay, in the square. This polygon has 4 sides and 4 angles. 2 of the angles are obtuse and the other are acute. So down here at the bottom of this quadrilateral, this 4-sided figure, you have acute angles. At the top, you have obtuse. Triangles. Dad says the sizes Dad says that the sizes of the sides and angles are important. Triangles have 3 sides. They have 3 vertices and 3 angles. Triangles have these 3 things in common, yet triangles take many shapes. This triangle has 2 sides of the same length. It has 2 equal angles. Now, this is called an isosceles triangle. These terms you will learn more next year in 4th grade and in 5th. This triangle has 3 sides of the same length. It has 3 equal angles. That's called an equilateral triangle. Makes sense? 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees. Up here, you have one 90 degree, 45, and 45. So that's isosceles. This triangle has no equal sides. It has no equal angles. This side is 40, this side is 25, this side is 15. That is called a scalene triangle. Again, you don't need to know that right now, but you will hear about that next year in 4th grade. Look at the activity box. It says, which triangle shown above has one obtuse angle? Definitely in the scalene. This right here is definitely an obtuse angle. Which triangle shown above has one right angle? Well, the isosceles. It shows you right there in the corner. Look at page 11. A flag like this is called a pennant. This one has 2 sides that are the same size. It has 2 equal angles. This flag forms an isosceles triangle. All right, and then here's the example. Whoops. Quadrilaterals. Dad explains that quadrilaterals all have 4 sides. They have 4 vertices. Their sides form 4 angles. These shapes have all these things in common, yet quadrilaterals can look very different. Their sides and angles can be equal or unequal. Find something that is a quadrilateral. Are any of the sides the same length? Are any of the angles equal? Well, when Ms. Harling thinks of a quadrilateral, here's an example, a door, okay? Think of the door to your bedroom, okay? That's basically a rectangle, but it's a quadrilateral too, and it does have 4 sides and 4 vertices, but and 4 angles, but all the sides around a door are not the same. All right, look at the activity box. It says, which of these shapes are quadrilaterals? They're 4 sides, not an octagon. Rectangle, yes, that's a quadrilateral. Square, yes, that's a quadrilateral. Rhombus, yes, that's a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides. Pentagon, no, it has 5 sides. Trapezoid, yes, it has 4 sides. Hexagon has 6 sides, no. And then over here, they're giving you examples of some quadrilaterals. It says, find the line segments, angles, and quadrilaterals. So here on these are bleachers where you would sit and watch maybe a softball game. They're showing you highlighted here in yellow. That's basically a long rectangle, which is also a quadrilateral. These are quadrilaterals as well. Playing field. Emily points to the shape of the playing field. The bases and home plate are the vertices. There are 4 of them. The field has 4 sides. It forms 4 angles. She says, I see a quadrilateral. Dad tells her to look closely. The distance from base to base is the same. The sides are the same size. All 4 angles are equal. They are all right angles. This special shape is also a square. So usually when you go to a baseball game, they'll say it's a baseball diamond, but it's actually a square as well. And you can see that because you can make right angles in each of those corners. All right, it says activity box. Get an adult to help you. Spread some cream cheese or jam, maybe peanut butter, whatever you'd like, between two pieces of bread. Cut your sandwich into triangles, squares, or other fun polygons. So again, a baseball diamond is really a square. A base hit. The batter swings and hits the ball. He runs to first base. Emily can see that the first base is a square too. A square has four equal sides. It has four right angles. Dad says that a square is a special kind of polygon. It is a regular polygon. A regular polygon has sides that are the same length. On a regular polygon, all the angles are equal. And here's an activity box. It says you can get some colored construction paper, cut out several triangles, cut out several squares, glue them on another piece of paper to make a polygon picture. You could make something just as easy as this, a simple little house with a triangle roof, a square as the front of the house, two small squares for windows, or you could make rectangles, and then you have a rectangle for a door. All right, so back to the baseball game. When they slide into first base, it's a perfect square. Why? Because you can make four right angles inside of it. And they're showing you first base, that's a perfect square. That's also a regular polygon. We haven't really used the word regular, but a regular polygon is a polygon where all the sides are the same length. The score. Emily looks at the big scoreboard. It's shaped like a rectangle. A rectangle is also a polygon. It has four sides and four right angles. It is like a square in those ways. Not all the sides of a rectangle are the same length, however. A rectangle is an irregular polygon. Irregular polygons have four sides that are not the same length. Irregular polygons have angles that are not always equal. So it says, look at the activity box. Sort the following polygons into two groups. Put regular polygons in one group, put irregular polygons in the other. So let's look at this chart. If I look at the square, that's a regular polygon. Like the father was telling his daughter, Emily, this looks like a first base. All the sides are the same, so it's regular. Here is a triangle. In this triangle, all the sides are the same. They're the same length. So that's also a regular polygon. Here is a pentagon, a five-sided figure, and that would be considered, I would say maybe an irregular polygon. I don't think all the sides are the same length. Definitely not this quadrilateral. All the sides are not the same length. That is irregular. This triangle, boys and girls, is also irregular because not all the sides are the same length, so that would go here. This rectangle, as he was saying up here, looks just like the scoreboard. That's also irregular because not all the sides are the same. And this quadrilateral would also go here as irregular. So it says, do you see smaller rectangles within the larger one? So the large rectangle is the scoreboard, but of course we see smaller ones. The word home is inside of a rectangle. So is inning, so is the word guest, so is the word ball, so is the word strike, so is the word out. There's a lot of rectangles inside the scoreboard. Okay. And again, they're showing you irregular polygons. Each side of this quadrilateral is unequal, so it's irregular. This rectangle, again, it has equal angles but unequal sides, so that's why it's irregular. Home run. The next batter swings, it's a hit. He runs to first base, to second base, and to third base. Then he slides into home plate. It's a home run. Emily notices that home plate is not shaped like the other bases. It has five sides. It has five vertices. It has five angles. The shape of home plate is called a pentagon. Look at the activity box. It says, take a walk around your neighborhood with an adult. Bring a camera or a drawing paper and pencil. Draw or take photos of the polygons you find. This kind of reminds me of that other book that I read to you about shapes in nature, doesn't it? If you went outside and looked into nature and tried to find some different shapes, some different polygons, you would find things like a stop sign, maybe looking down at the sidewalk, but you would definitely find a lot of different shapes out in nature. And now you know a lot of those shapes are polygons because they're closed and they have line segments. All right, going back to home base, it says shapes are everywhere. Here's the home plate. That's definitely a pentagon, and that is different from first, second, and third base, but it's still a polygon. It's closed. It has line segments. All right, that's the end. Here is the glossary of some of the terms. Some of these terms we've already learned through our Go Math packet, but here's some new ones. Irregular polygon. Again, that's a polygon whose sides or angles are not all equal. And then you have regular polygons. Those are polygons with equal angles and equal sides. We did talk about vertex and vertices. We've talked about obtuse. We've talked about line segments, acute. Okay, we've talked about angles. We know what they are. I just said obtuse, acute. We did right. We know what points are. We now know what polygons are. We've been talking about quadrilaterals. So we've learned a lot of these terms already through what we did in Go Math. All right, my friends, that is the end of the book on polygons. As Emily and her father went to a baseball game, they saw many polygons as they were there. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned a little bit more about polygons, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.